मेरा नाम मोहम्मद वसीम है। मैं बेरोजगार हूँ क्योंकि मेरे पास कोई स्किल नहीं है।
Being unemployed means more or less the same to everybody.
मैं बेरोजगार हूँ। मैं भी काम धंधा करना चाहता हूँ। अपने बीवी बच्चों को अच्छे से अच्छा रखना चाहता हूँ।
Now imagine the bigger spectre of not being employable at all. In India, there are 40 million of them. Most of them far removed from any kind of development and beyond the reach of development goals. Post-liberalization, India has undergone a monumental structural shift, moving from an agricultural economy to one based on manufacturing and services. It is estimated that by 2012, 45 million people would be added to the workforce. Being employable means possessing adequate skill sets which give one access to gainful employment. For over a century, Don Bosco in India has been helping youngsters from lower social and economic strata of society to move up in life by imparting vocational training to enable access to entry-level jobs across sectors. Learn a trade, earn a living, believed Don Bosco, the revolutionary educator and the modern-day patron of youth. Equally important as technical training are life skills which help in the integral growth of the person. Don Bosco Tech or DB Tech, the network of all training institutes under the aegis of Don Bosco in India, presently gives training in 26 domains, including 12 for the service sector and 14 for the mechanical industry. All our programs are short-term, job-oriented and industry-relevant based on market demand. Upon completion, the students are given placement assistance as well. The efficacy of the program model is largely because of its scientific soundness. The pre-implementation stage starts with curriculum design and validation, which in turn consists of corporate networking, focus group discussion with industry leaders, curriculum design, curriculum validation.
All the modules of the training programs have been designed in-house, keeping in view about the market needs. So once they have designed, we'll have to be getting it vetted from the industry and accredited from the industry.
The second is youth survey, which assesses the relevance of the project, availability and interest of the target group between 18 to 35 years, interest of the youth in relation to the training available, willingness to migrate, employment status, industry assessment, availability of entry-level positions and salary levels, willingness of employers to recruit youth from the training program.
When we are into the pre-implementation process, what we do, we conduct the due diligence, which basically ensure few things like the proper infrastructure is in place, the proper training facility is in place, there is a place available for boarding and lodging, the feasibility of identifying the beneficiaries in the local area who can come for the training program, and also we make sure the local placement is also being identified at the time of doing this due diligence.
We at DB Tech refer our trainers as facilitators, and all these facilitators are from the industry. Since they are from the industry, the felt need is much more because they will have to be working with the youth, and that's why we have created this learning and development team, and which focuses on training these trainers in facilitation right from basic to the advanced levels.
Recruitment and training of trainers is an integral part of this stage. At this stage, recruitments are done through print ads and job portals. Local trainers are taken on board and training of trainers is given on the facilitation process and project management. Mobilization consists of outreach, selection, counseling, admission and retention. The implementation phase starts with classroom training consisting of 6-day induction program conducted by the trainers, technical training and soft skill training, guest lectures, on-the-job training, exposure visits, parents meet, corporate networking, work readiness modules, migration counseling, basic computer knowledge and communicative English.
The MBA visit enables any mid-course correction that needs to be done during the batch cycle of 90 days. The objective being to find out and assess the gaps that are there in terms of infrastructure, in terms of the processes and in terms of any delivery of the training program quality.
In workplace readiness and interview preparation, training is given for preparing resume, facing interviews through mock interviews and soft skills for the workplace. The weekly assessment scores are aggregated and complemented by a batch end assessment to arrive at the final scores. An industry Don Bosco co-certificate is issued, followed by DGET MES certification.
After completing this 90 days of training program, once the students get employed into industry, we also support in the post-placement, which is a post-implementation plan. In post-implementation, what we do is we basically help the trainees we assist them in the migration if they migrate from one city to another city, whatever hand-holding support they require, that is being given into the post-placement assistance.
Once we finish the 90-day training and we finish our placements of the youth within the 15 days, after those 15 days, we have the batch review. Batch review again has a clear objective. Objective 1 being assessing the trainer's performance. Second, it assesses if the processes of the program model have been followed. Thirdly, what is the placement and how was the placement done for the youth in that particular batch.
Placement tracking is done by generating a tracking sheet from the central MIS and is carried out by the trainers and placement coordinator. Trainees are tracked. Those who have dropped out are counselled and new opportunities are identified for them. The post-placement survey, conducted 90 days after batch completion by the monitoring and evaluation team from the National Office, assesses the physical performance of the batch, covering both the training delivery and placement of trainees. It determines the success of the training process in terms of salaries and satisfaction of the trainees as well as employers. In project evaluation, the physical and financial progress of the program is tracked. This is to ensure correction of the process if required and explore possibilities of scale-up. Social accounts are created and maintained during the course of the program, which is evaluated by external evaluators, and social audit is conducted. This scientific soundness makes the program cost-effective, efficient, scalable, and replicable. With the program, DB Tech has also raised the bar in the skilling space. Though the program began as a partnership with the Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India, today the stakeholders include, besides other government ministries, many national and multinational corporations and their CSR.
The strategic alliances and partnerships that we have with various organizations is very valuable for Don Bosco Tech to ensure global standards in skill development. We have technical partnerships with international corporate houses. We have knowledge partnerships with industry leaders in the country, implementation and funding partnerships with CSR and corporate foundation, and also policy level interventions with government regulatory agencies.
With 125 training centers spread across 20 states, DB Tech has a reach next only to the government.
Presently, we have the capacity to train 50,000 youth per year. We plan to train 1 lakh youth per year in collaboration with church-based organizations and community-based NGOs in the country. We envisage to have one training center per district in the coming 5 years.
In a country with an ever-growing workforce and millions unemployed, skilling is the answer. With every trainee coming out with confidence and head held high, we are one step closer to our mission of skilling India.